Success comes down to doing the obvious thing for an extraordinary period of time without convincing yourself you're smarter than you are.
Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere.
There's no perfect way to live your 20s. You either live them up and become an underskilled 30-year-old, or you work them up and become an underlived 30-year-old. You just have to figure out which you'd rather be, accept the trade-offs, and know that there are no do-overs.
Train, study, work, practice. Train, study, work, practice. Train, study, work, practice. And eventually, you will increase your confidence.
And find your peace, man. All right? Be logical. Be reasonable. Be safe. Have fun. And just go see what's over that hill. Just because you don't know, you like to know.
It's everything's mindset, man. And if your mindset is so weak that you're like, oh, it's only genetics can do that, it's only genetics. And you listen to society's rhyme the reasons and the rules of the land as if they apply to you. No wonder you're always gonna be a servant here. No wonder. It's not until you say, fuck it. That might be how it's written. It ain't gonna be how the way it's gonna go down though for me. You gotta rewrite your own history in life, man. Stop listening to what everyone says is the way it is.
You don't pursue the happiness itself because it's inevitably not going to be there all the time. So if you're just constantly seeking more happiness and it's not there, then you're seeking something that's never going to be there. But if you're able to just stick in what you're doing right now, and in those hard times, believing they're going to lead to good times, it just creates a lot less friction in your life, you know? And I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones.
How did you get that mentality of just being like, I need to get over this. Like, I need to get over myself.
You know, trial and error. You know, you grow up and you make game-winning shots and it's awesome. You come back the next day and miss a game-winning shot and it's misery. And then the next day comes and you're back playing again. And you understand that life has this cyclical nature where it's, you know, what you do on Monday, it's fantastic, but then Tuesday, it's a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday. Yeah. So are we just supposed to live our lives like this the whole time? You know, versus just staying like this and understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
I am one of those men who don't fit in. First off, what does it mean to fit in? And why would I want to fit in? And fitting into what? It's an imagery. So to me, the imagery of fitting in is fitting into a box or fitting into a hole, fitting into something that has been constructed. There are those of us out there who don't fit in because we don't want to get in. We don't want to be in. The race is not about the destination, because there is no destination in mind. The race is about the running and what we see while we are running. There's nothing wrong with that.
There are more people that I have met in my life who are dissatisfied by their live it up 20s than dissatisfied by their work it up 20s. Because most of the time in your 20s, you have no idea what you want. But knowing what you need to do to work and move ahead is fairly straightforward. And so you can take the known and make progress on the one that you have high confidence that you can make progress on. And then along the way, gain perspective on what are the things that are actually important to you in your life. And you may find out often that there are far fewer of those things than you really originally thought, because what you thought live 'em up in your 20s was actually your mom and your two homies who are both mediocre, and you don't care about their opinion now when you're 30 anyways. But what a waste of a life it would have been to, quote, live up your mom's dream or your friend's dreams to then only get to your 30s and realize you didn't live it up and you also didn't work it up. And now you have neither.
Going to the gym is one of the very few pursuits that you can do where in the act of doing the thing, you get a brief window into what it will be like if you continue to do the thing. If I go on Duolingo and try to learn Spanish, I don't briefly become much better at Spanish, like where I'm going to be at in 6 months or 12 months time. But if I go to the gym and get a pump on, I go, hey, that's me, hopefully, flat in 9 months' time. Like, how I look now at the end of the session is where I want to be toward the end of this year. And that reinforcement loop is so good. I genuinely think no one's spoken about this.
The pump preview.
Yeah. But like that, I think, is the feedback mechanism that makes the gym so compelling. It's one of the reasons why it makes the gym so compelling. You get this brief window into a future version of you and you go, fucking, dude, my delts look fucking awesome. I can't wait for that to be how I look when I wake up on a morning. And you go, okay, that's how I'm going to get there. And that's why it's so gratifying, right? It works in the moment and it works over the long term.
My phone didn't ring. No, like in some ways, very sad, because like, no one wanted to see Alex, you know what I mean? Like no one was inviting me out. But I was like, fuck, like I gotta make this work. And so I'd sit there and I'd be like, how do I sell memberships? How do I market? How do I, everything, you know? But that was how I got ahead. And so I tell the stories of like, I remember when I stopped watching the Ravens and I was from Baltimore. So that was like a tie to home. All that to say, the sacrifices that I encourage people to take are not sacrifices I did not make. And I don't say that there's no ways to get there. I'm just saying that this is the way I got there. And if this path works for you, then maybe it works better than what you're doing right now, which is I had a lot of pain. And so I tried to use it. I just used what I had. I was just angry. I didn't want to fail. And so I just kept going. And so there was no there just wasn't another option. And so I think that's what I would encourage people to think about was like, I didn't allow another option because the other option was just worse than dying. It's your brother, your mom, your friend, the one comment they're gonna say, you've changed. Why are you doing another kick like this? Oh, you're gonna try that now. Okay, here we go again. And the thing is that it's not about them being right or wrong. Again, it's about how right and how wrong they could be. And so, for example, let's say you wanted to start a podcast in the past and you did 3 episodes and then you fell off. And then they think, I told you so, stop with these dreams, stop with this crazy content stuff. You're never going to become an influencer or whatever your goal is. Replace influencer with whatever your thing is. The thing is that you are still closer having done 3 than having done 0. And so it's just about directional correctness and realizing that criticizers are more often correct, but when it matters most, incorrect. And so this is where frequency and intensity become flipped. So from the investment world, it's like, okay, if I take 10 bets and I lose 9, some people might say he must be a bad investor. But the question is, how much did I lose on the 9 and how much did I make on the 1? And the best investors in the world understand the benefits of outsized returns, both on the upside and the downside. And so, meaning the perfect way of betting is having no downside and having unlimited upside. You want to make as many of those bets as you can. And in the beginning, that is literally what you have. And so the problem is you have a bet that you take, you make 3 podcasts, and you didn't stick with it. And so then criticizer gets 1 point. But you lost nothing. You maybe even gained a little bit of skill.
Yeah.
And you gained some experience, which means you're actually still better off than you were when you started. So it is a 0-loss game.
Even though you're on your last thread of strength in there, your last bit of fuel left in the tank, burning fumes, no energy left. You come out, fresh air, fucking doing everything you want to do and then beyond. You come out here and you're just like, you're not tired, man. It's funny. You just want to keep going, man. It's like, you have this charge to you, man, that can't be put out. And, let me leave you with this, guys. There's a time in the military, you had this Army physical fitness test you have to do. It consists of push-ups and sit-ups and a 2-mile run. And a 2-mile run is the last portion of it. So you know what your points are after the push-ups and the sit-ups. So if you want to break the record, you know exactly the run time you need to the second and you have a stopwatch, and you're running, and you're at the halfway mark, you know, and you got a half mile left and a quarter mile left, and you're looking at your clock, and you know you have a fucking balance of time right now, meaning what's inside of you is about to come up. You're about to puke it all out. Everything's shutting down fast. It's like an engine that's blew the transmission. Everything's about to blow up. Your body's about to blow up. Your body says, stop, 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 stop. We're done. But mentally, you want the fucking record, you know? You want it so bad that you push through it. There's a photo I have of me running when I was in the military, crossing the finish line. I finished 4 seconds faster than I wanted. But as I'm finishing it, they have a bucket right there next to it. Trash can, puke bucket. And I'm running past it, throwing up. I threw it up, yeah. But you know what? I was pretty drained. I put myself to the limit and beyond, almost unhealthy. Within hours, I was back again. And inside, I knew I gave it my all. I gave it everything. I had the title. I had the record that still hasn't been broken yet at that base. That forever lives on. Even though I puked it all, everything, I recovered from that. No one can touch this. That's what I'm talking about, guys. If I would have shut down, you know, and given in, I wouldn't remember that pain anymore. It's a funny story because I have a picture of me puking, but I don't really physically remember the pain of it. I remember the accomplishment of it. So at those times where you're questioning if you have anything left, no, a day from then, a week from then, a month from then, a year from then, you will never remember the discomfort of the pain. You will always remember the pride of the accomplishment. That lives on. That's why pain is temporary. Pride is forever, guys. You give it your all, you get it all. Tenfold. Greg Plitt, help you stay fit, man. That's the headstrong workout, man. You strong enough?
Everybody's asleep, man, or they're just getting home after a long night. You know, going out there partying. It's Friday night. It's close to 3 in the morning right now. You know, the thing is, man, it's always gonna be a party. There's always gonna be a time to celebrate and a time to join friends or a day to, I mean, the bars are always open. Always open. No matter how old you are, they're always open, you know? What's not always open is the opportunity to check the box in life. You know, to achieve your dreams. That's not always open, man. And it's funny, it's like, you know, I'm not saying you do it all the time and everything else, because everyone needs release in life. But it's funny when you're coming here and you're closing the gym up, and there's no one in the parking lot except for my car. And everyone else probably getting home from some party right now, because bars are closed right now too. You know, they're probably going to sleep, and they're probably going to have to wake up and apologize to somebody for however way they acted, because that's not who they really are. They're chemically induced to be a certain way, to have the social lubricants, or be able to talk, to be liked, and say they take something in order to be that guy. It's like people that do steroids, whatever else. I have to take this to be all that, you know? But who I am as an individual isn't quite good enough. That's why I need to take something and become somebody else. You know, it's a sad reality. Coming here at night and, you know, I don't know what it is about it, man. But like, man, it's just the air smells a little bit better right now. You know, when you say you're gonna do something and then you follow through and you do it, not at the end when you cross the marathon, you finish it, or your hands raised. I'm talking about right now. The small steps in between the big successes that everyone sees. No one sees this. Right now, I'm saying, like, there's a confidence to it, man. There's a bad motherfucker that's right here, you know, that's getting ahead of the competition. There's an overwhelming sense of fulfillment and pride and satisfaction with that. You know, I didn't have to shoot up anything. I didn't have to drink anything. I didn't have to go party anything. All I had to do was just go work out. And now what's going to happen is a residual effect of that. Not only does my body grow, but my belief in whatever my current endeavors are, they seem closer. They seem like, you know, I can reach out and grab them now. And you don't get that sense of confidence by going through society's rhyme the reasons. You know, you do your own thing, you know, especially when everyone else isn't doing it and they call you crazy, whatever else. Oh, you're in here, and people driving by being like, what the fuck's that guy doing up so late? Well, what's up so late mean? I don't know. It's the moments in life, the decisions you make on a moment-to-moment basis that add up to be the guy or not the guy. tonight I did something, you know, that I feel more of a guy. For me, who I am, my guy. You know, repeat that over and over and over again. It's just, one, it's a better life. You feel like more confident, you have a better sense of reality. You know, the way you go about your day is in a more productive fashion. You're more goal-oriented. They all just synergetically go together into a movement, a force that's very unstoppable, man. And with that success come a lot of people that are, you know, gonna applaud you, but the majority will hate you, man. They really will. They're gonna hate you because, you know, your success is a spotlight shining down on their misfortune. They fucking hate you for what you're doing is reminding them of their missed opportunities and stuff. So, you know, it's lonely, man. Just like being this only car out in the parking lot. But if you're cool with that, man, if you're cool with walking in the shadows of yourself and, you know, the only person you got is the man right there in the shadow, man. How you doing? Pretty good. How you doing? All right, man. Cool, cool. It's kind of weird having a conversation with you, but ain't no one else around because everyone else has faded way back then, way back there. You know, if you're cool with that kind of walk of life, I'll tell you, man, the world is your playground. You will rewrite the book on it all. Time to go home and get some sleep. And the sleep I get, by the way, I've earned. I'll be dead asleep in no time. But I'll wake up mentally clear, confident, excited to redo this again tomorrow. Day in and day out. We create the destiny. Champions are never born, guys. They're created. Today, another nail in the structure.